Hey guys, welcome back to Mad Theories here. Now, today, man, I was just thinking about, a lot of stuff. But, now I know in yesterday's video I did about Sasuke, but today, I'm gonna bring to you Kakashi. Now, what if the homie Kakashi line back then is like, okay, like, you know what happened on Kanami Bridge, and the whole Obito pushing Kakashi out the way, and he took the massive boulder and crushed like half his body, which was still really insane for him to still be able to talk. Now, but what if that was Kakashi that pushed Obito out the way, and his body got like crushed like on the side and whatnot? And what if Madara would have found Kakashi instead of Obito? Because again, Kakashi was like a Jonin at that time, which was insane. Like, you know, he was all over the place. Like, he was a freaking Jonin, and you know, he was like, you know, pretty advanced back then. But what if like Madara would have found Kakashi first? Because the theory is that, okay, Kakashi would have gave I would have said, like, he probably would have gave Obito like the lightning blade, like, instead of, like, you know, Obito giving like Kakashi like the Sharingan. But what if what if Kakashi gave like Obito like the lightning blade, where he just like, he touched his hand, he said, I don't have a gift to give you, here you go, and he sit there and he puts like the he gives him like the lightning blade, and after for a while, that's when you see Obito, I would like to say, unlocking all three of his pupils, all three dots. Or no, because he had like one and he had two. So no, it'd still be the same. Like, he would probably have like two of his dots like open, and then he just doing all like crazy stuff. And then later on, that's when, you know, Madara finds him, and Madara's like, this dude was a pretty crafty ninja, okay. And then that's when he took Kakashi, and he took Kakashi underneath his wing and whatnot, and he was like, yo, like, I'm gonna tell you about my grand plan. But here's the difference: Kakashi will be kind of smart. He'd be kind of smart because he's like, okay, this old guy with things sticking out his back and a giant demon statue and these white looking Zetsu type things, or white little plant type things. So he probably would have been a little bit smarter, and probably would have been like, okay, when you see Madara basically telling him about this plan, telling him like, oh, you know, there's a better future and whatnot if you do this and that. And then as the months go by, like, his body is being healed, so it's like, okay, everything is being fine, you know, he's getting all the training that he need. And then Madara is like super impressed, because he knows that this kid is intelligent, he's smart, and he can't really fool him like that. So he's like, okay, he has to come up with something interesting and better. So he does the same thing that he did to Obito, where he staged the whole thing, which was fucked up. Like, he basically staged the whole thing and been like, yo, I think your friends, something going on outside of your friends, Obito and Rin, they kind of trapped somewhere. And then after for a while, that's when you see Kakashi. He's like, oh my god, like, you know, well, actually no, because Kakashi was, no, well, yeah, Kakashi basically, he goes out and he's like, oh, like, what's going on? And then you see him getting upset because like he couldn't protect Rin. But it wasn't like he would be obsessed like Obito was about the whole Rin thing. Like, he would get upset at Obito because Obito was weak and he didn't protect Rin, almost as how Obito was saying to Kakashi. But it would be a lot more, because Kakashi is just enraged. He's not like crying and just, no, he's enraged, where he's not really saying anything. And basically, and Madara gives him his Sharingan. Madara gives him his Sharingan, and on his other side of his body, he has Madara's Sharingan, plus his own taijutsus and his own lightning blade. So he's sitting here doing all types of crazy stuff, like wood releases, like how Obito did. Like, he did the whole wood release, freaking lightning blades, like all that crazy stuff. Like if Kakashi was doing it, he was just basically killing everybody, and then he seen like men killed, like Obito didn't kill Rin, but like some ninjas like stabbed her up. Like let's just say that they found out some interesting information, and the ninjas came along and they was holding Obito down, and they killed Rin right in front of his eyes. And he was like, Rin, 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 Rin. But at that time, like they didn't know about the whole Three Tails business. Like let's just say like they didn't know about the whole Three Tails business, and let's just say that Madara fabricated like the whole thing about how the Three Tails was inside Rin and whatnot, and the ninjas wanted to kill her. Oh no, they wanted to capture her because she had some interesting intel, and she had some interesting info about, you know, other, like their own village, like the Leaf Village and stuff. And then, you know, Madara just basically staged the entire thing where the other ninjas was holding down Obito, and then they killed Rin right in front of his eyes. And then he got upset and enraged, like, you know, he's weak and this is his fault that she died because he wasn't strong enough to protect her. So Madara would still kind of like get underneath his skin and be like how when Obito said that those who don't help others or whatever are scum or worse than scum. And after for a while, that's when Kakashi would see it as, you know, Obito's words was wrong, and that how you should have done something, like you should have done something to like protect her, and that he's the scum from letting her die while not trying to fight back or do anything. And that's when this man just stages his whole revenge scheme. Like he follows what Madara does to an extent, but Kakashi is smart, so Kakashi would notice that he's trying to like use him. Like once when he get like a little bit older, Kakashi would know that he's trying to like use him, and he's trying to like do some sort of big plan, but he doesn't know what it is. He just knows that he's being used for something. So after for a while, that's when Kakashi would have like the same mask as Obito did. Like he had like the same mask, and then he'd be like, yeah, like remember on Konami Bridge. And then Obito would basically be Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura's like, you know, sensei, and he'd be trying to teach them. I mean, it would be sick if he was like a really cool sensei and he's like trying to teach them and whatnot. But you know, Kakashi would just be flat out evil. He'd be messed up. Like frankly, Obito would have a hard time trying to like fight Kakashi, because again, Kakashi would be on insanely different levels. Sure, Obito would have the ability to like use the what was it, the Kamui. Yeah, he'll still be able to like to use the Kamui, and to still be able to like go into like different dimensions and whatnot and phase through stuff. He'll still be able to have all that. But it's just that Kakashi is on crazy, like he's on crazy type of levels. Like he's doing like crazy jutsus. Possibly would have had like the Rinnegan. Like he would have been able to like activate the Rinnegan somehow. Like he probably would have been able to like activate the Rinnegan. He would have had like Sharingan. You know, he would have been basically all over the place. He would have been all over the place, and I felt like he would have been very, very destructive in the war. Like how Obito was having a hard time trying to like take down Naruto and whatnot. Nope. Kakashi would have taken down Naruto probably with ease, because he would have strategized on how he can like take him down. He probably would have injured the hell out of him, you know. And to like the part when Madara would have tried to like, oh well, you know, I don't need you anymore, let me get my eye back and this and that. And that's when Kakashi would have been like, okay, at this point in time, he would have known that this is what Madara's big game was. But he still wouldn't quite know fully until when he actually takes the power. When he takes the power, now this is the thing, Kakashi betrays Madara first. He betrays Madara first. And he's like, I know that this is what you would have done to me. And then Madara would have laughed and been like, yeah, you got me. Like I would have done you first. Like that. And then after for a while, he would have had like the, what would you say, the incomplete Ten Tails version, until he would have got defeated by Naruto and Sasuke, and then it would have just like took over from there. And then that's when Madara would have came along and would have been like, okay, let's switch, and then would have resurrected Madara like that. But I felt that I felt strongly about this, and I was like, yeah, like freaking Kakashi would snake Madara first. He would snake him first. Like he wouldn't be like nah, because Obito, he was just willy-nilly. He was just sitting there agreeing to what Madara said, because Madara basically staged out the whole thing. Once when he found out about it, like he staged the whole thing. But you know, Obito, he just went with it. He was like, oh, I'm the Madara. I'm going to do everything that you said. We're going to bring in the new age, the new order and whatnot. We're going to have everything that we can ever imagine. But at the end, like, even though Madara was a Uchiha himself, he didn't care about them. He said, screw y'all, I only care about my ultimate goal. So basically, he's here to sacrifice anybody just to get to it. And that's exactly what he have done. But Kakashi would have been smart. He would have been like a little bit onto his game and would have snaked him first. He would have snaked him first, and then that would have been the end of that into like the big fight. Like until like the big fight, and then, you know, that would have been that. But yeah. Yeah. But I'm going to end the video right here. So if you like what you heard and you heard what you like, please subscribe, share, do all of that wonderful stuff. And I'll catch you later.